Welcome, friends. So I'm Blair. I am a former eating disorder dietitian turned conscious channel, and I am back for this week's energy guidance, knowing a week is an idea. These energies are quite big energies that have been here and will be here. This is just calling awareness to a specific energy to just notice this week. And also notice, does it resonate, does it not resonate? The intended purpose of these symbols is really meant to help people that it resonates with to actually attune to their own intuition, knowing that the answers are within you. We need others for support, but going outside of oneself for all the answers is a thing of the past. We're going to be moving into a space where we honor and trust the knowings within. Right? Not becoming islands of one, being a collective, being an integrated, unified field of conscious beings in cohabitation, in harmony, hopefully. And I think I see in many ways that we already are, but bringing these energies back into a more harmonious, cohesive, vibrational alignment. Apparently that wanted to come through just now. So I'm going to pull the stones. I've already attuned to them. So we'll see what the guidance is for this week. Okay, so 2 came through. So it is presence and animal. And they both came in my hand, so it could be read as animal and presence. Presence is pretty self-explanatory, right? Being present. And a message that's come through really since my channel really started opening up and I was conscious that that was what was happening, was that the message was that your presence is your essence, and your essence is but a sprinkling of your soul. And so your presence is really when your essence can come through. Also knowing that the soul that you are in form, in expression here, is having many, many different experiences. This is just one that we are particularly tuned our conscious awareness to at this particular frequency. So presence, being in the present moment, being mindful. And then animals. Animals have many meanings. A lot of these symbols, especially more than nature-based symbols, have a lot of different meanings. So animals can certainly mean, say, the animals in your home. Maybe it's inviting you to be more present to the animals in your home. Now that can be animals, that can also be the humans, right? Animals, I think, also encapsulates beings, living beings, in the way that we see a living being, an animal, a human. So it could just simply be more present to the beings in your life. That is a very, very potent and palpable message for many people, I imagine, out there. Animal also can represent the roles that we play. Right? Animals play particular roles that are important within the ecosystem, within the food chain. So the roles that we play, being present to the roles that you have acquired, the roles that you take on, the roles that are innately authentic. Hopefully there are some roles that you are playing and portraying in this experience as you that are feeling authentic. And one of the reasons and ways that has come through around that is if there is a sense of play around that, which is connected in my mind to the animals, the sense of play. Can you find a sense of play within the roles? And for me, at least, again, this may or may not resonate, but that usually brings forth a recognition of some authenticity, that I'm able to be playful in this. It's not so serious. You know, everything matters, but there's a sense of play in it. There's a sense of joy in it. And that also, I feel, is connected to animal, is the sense of joy. So joy, roles, the roles we play, empathy, right? Many people say that, see, even the animals that are in our home actually take on our emotions. They help cleanse us of those emotions and the energy field in the lower parts of the house. So Empathy. So there's a lot connected to animals. So bringing a presence to the beings in your life, bringing a sense of presence to the roles that you are playing. Are they feeling authentic? Are they feeling in alignment? Which ones are feeling aligned? How are they feeling aligned? How are they feeling misaligned? Trying not to see it in a black and white way. This has helped me immensely, and I posted a video a couple years ago around this of just noticing what feels aligned, what doesn't feel aligned. It can be a really, really powerful practice because it also removes you from this black and white of, I don't want to be that anymore. It's like, what about it actually really resonates and what doesn't? And something that may resonate one day may not resonate the next because there's other factors involved. So it can get very nuanced and can be a lifelong practice, really. But for me, I've found that it has helped allow me to surrender into the flow of life with more ease and trust. So bringing a presence to the roles, to the alignment within our roles or misalignments, bringing a sense of presence in play, bringing a sense of presence to the empathy that you are feeling for others. Maybe you are so empathetic that you are feeling utterly drained right now because the emotional vibration and intensity feels like a lot. So maybe you need to bring a presence to the fact that you are being overly empathetic in the world, in your friend circle, your family, your work, your home. And how can you allow that empathy to actually serve you, to be more empathetic, right? Turning it inward of, oh wow, I'm actually really burnt out from taking on everyone else's stuff. I need to support me in the way that I'm supporting others. Animals also represent joy. So bringing a presence to joy in your life. Do you have joy in your life? What brings you joy in your life? How do you experience joy? How do you feel joy? So bringing an embodied presence to your experience of joy in all the different colors and flavors that joy can be experienced. So this is feeling like a really, really broad guidance that will really speak to each person individually, just bringing a sense of presence to all of those different areas. And maybe none of those resonate, but you think, oh, you know what, I actually need to bring a sense of presence to this or to that. So what in your life needs your presence? What in your life needs your presence at this time? Because we're in a time of great change, and it can be very easy to get distracted. It can be very easy to move into avoidance or over-identification. So what is requiring your presence at this time? And I'm going to see if anything wants to come through in terms of a channeled message. If there's any message around presence and animal, anything that I've stated, clarifications. Understand your own definition of presence. Begin there. Begin with how you identify when you are in a state of presence, for that may be based in historical data of what you have been taught. You may actually be in a state of presence and not honoring the fact that you are, or trying to be other than you are when you already are in a state of presence. For even when you are in distraction mode, you can bring a sense of presence that you are distracting yourself from something. That is bringing in a sense of presence. So this is not about creating this idealistic picture of what being a present individual looks like based on what you've been told or taught or believed to be true. But what does presence mean for you at this moment in time? I am present that I am scrolling through social media and I'm actually not feeling great about it, but I'm going to keep doing it. You are bringing a presence to that. You are engaged in a behavior and an action that is not serving you, and yet it is serving something because you are not wanting to stop. So then you can bring a deeper sense of presence and exploration and curiosity into that. So please know that presence does not have to be how you perceive it to be. If that feels far away or inaccessible, you are present throughout the day, whether or not you realize it. So just simply bring a sense of presence to the fact that you are experiencing presence. In a moment that you realize that you're not present, you are present to the fact that you are not present. So please honor what you are already doing. Please honor the way that you are doing it for you on your journey. Presence will look different for everyone. Presence will look different for each individual in each moment. It is very, very vast, this sense of presence. For you can be present to your awareness of a different time, of a different space. You can be present to the fact that you are in rumination of the past or in fear of the future. So identify the ways in which you limit yourself by believing presence to be something other than it maybe is, and honor all of the ways in which you are already being present and foster that. So I was getting a message around that, just that period of silence. And the guidance was to invite you just to be present to what you were experiencing in that, what you experience now. Everything that was coming up around that, just notice. And that is a way to bring forth a sense of presence. I'm going to leave it there. I am present to the fact that my legs are actually feeling quite tense, so I'm going to drop it in. I'm going to shift. Drop it into my breath. I'm feeling a little tightness here, actually. So I'm just sharing, I'm just bringing a sense of presence. I'm just naming, shifting where I can, noticing what's present, what I'm able to shift, what I'm not able to shift. And this is a way in which you can do it in your present moment to then extend and translate that into your life. Okay, so I'm really going to leave it there. So until next time, friends, stay curious.